Ever pondered where Americans might find the least warm welcome? It's a fascinating question that's more complex than you might initially think. Today, we'll journey through the top 10 countries where Americans are least welcomed, starting at number 10 and working our way down to the most unwelcoming spot. At number 10, we find Iran. With a history of strained political relations, it's no surprise that Americans may not find the friendliest reception here. However, it's important to note that individual people often separate politics from hospitality. Moving on to number 9, we encounter North Korea. Due to a long-standing political impasse and strict regulations, this nation doesn't exactly roll out the red carpet for American visitors. Next up at number 8, we have Venezuela. Economical and political crises have led to a negative perception of Americans, making it a potentially unwelcoming destination. At lucky number 7, we find Cuba. Despite its proximity to the U.S., historical tensions between the two nations have resulted in a less than warm reception for American visitors. Coming in at number 6, we have Afghanistan. Ongoing conflict and instability make this a country where Americans might not feel particularly welcomed. Halfway through our countdown, at number 5, we see Syria. Given the ongoing civil war and the U.S.'s military involvement, American visitors may find a less than friendly reception. At number 4, we have Sudan. Political instability and tense U.S.-Sudanese relations contribute to an unwelcoming atmosphere for Americans. Moving into the top 3, we find Pakistan. Despite being allies, American-Pakistani relations have been fraught with tension, contributing to a less than warm welcome. At number 2, we have Iraq. The legacy of the Iraq War and ongoing instability make this a particularly unwelcoming place for Americans. And finally, at number 1, we have Libya. With ongoing conflict and a history of tense relations with the U.S., Libya tops our list as the country where Americans are least welcomed. To summarize, the countries where Americans are least welcomed are largely influenced by political instability and strained historical relationships. From Iran to Libya, these nations represent places where an American passport might not open as many doors as it does elsewhere. However, it's crucial to remember that these are generalizations, and individual experiences can vary greatly. After all, people are much more than the politics of their nations. So while these countries may be less welcoming to Americans, it does not mean that every individual in these places shares the same sentiment.